always said that you have people inside the school building. That's our administrators, that is our counselors, our teachers, everybody that's working inside that building. And they always feel as though they need the support of businesses, but in their mindset, those businesses don't have time to come in. But what I've always said as well is this is their pipeline to their workers. They want to come in. They want to have a hand in the curriculum. They want to have a hand in helping people really, helping the students really understand that we can point you, we can mentor you, we can work with you. You all have valuable skills right now that even, the small businesses want to utilize. I learn from my students every single day. And that's when, I'm teaching them and they're teaching me.
Yeah.
So as a local realtor, especially in Clayton County. So in Clayton County, what could you offer to those students? So say there are some juniors in there right now, 17 years old. I have an aspiration to get into real estate. As a local realtor, as someone that wants to go in and partner with these schools, what could you offer?
I could definitely offer the career path to get them ready, right? Because I say in all things with our youth, I want them to be able to dive in to see what it is they want to do, right? Because you got different things. Some go to the military. We have a big majority that goes to college. We have some, but being able to have the training and the readiness to be able to tackle the real estate field. The real estate is filled of different things, with real estate. You got property management, you got residential, you got different aspects of real estate. But we want to be able to teach and train them real estate. And I know for this year, 2025, we are currently setting up what we will be having a class like when the kids are out of school, like for these different breaks, summer. But we will have where, and especially like you said, with those juniors, we're going to have something that would take place. It would be for a week, Monday through Friday, but they will be able to get all the aspects of what it takes to obtain, to get in position to get real estate license with the schools, how to connect with the community, because my business is built off building relationships. We're going to teach the kids how to do that as well. So how to correctly train them to be able to go out, work in the community, to be able, because it's all about this community effort. We can have more people buying, selling homes, but for these kids to also take advantage of having and obtaining a career.
It's Coach D here. I'm a post-secondary and workforce readiness coach, author, and speaker. And I'm empowering educators, inspiring students, and transforming schools one conversation at a time. Welcome to Coach D Wants to Know, the podcast where we dive deep into all things post-secondary success. Whether it's career readiness through college, trade schools, the military, apprenticeships, or entrepreneurships, we're talking about it. This podcast is for school leaders, counselors, business owners, parents, and students who want to explore every opportunity behind high school. Because when we know better, we guide better. So let's jump in and uncover the possibilities together, because Coach D wants to know. Hello, everyone. How are y'all out there? It's been a long time since I've been on, and in light of some new developments and things that are happening within our world, I felt like I was compelled to come on and offer some help. And so you all know me, I'm always in the help mode. For those who are new, this is Kimberly Wilson Daniel, and I am coming to you live with a great friend of mine, a partner, a mentor. And I want to just give some tools and tips on just how your school can still navigate in the light of all the new information that we have been receiving about how to navigate in this world and what's going to happen and the changes that are coming. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is just the option to be able to still move throughout this world, still be able to navigate, still be able to find a way in which you can be able to still take care of your students. Still take care of your students. Let them know that everything is okay. We are fearlessly working on ways to be able to get our kids across the finish line in the high school and also on to whatever path they choose, whether they want to go into the military, whether they want to go straight to work, whether they want to go into a skilled trades. Whatever it is, we are meeting the kids where they are. And like I said, I know there is a lot going on in the world right now. The threats of not having the funding, and a lot of our schools are relying on outside agencies to come into the school and provide this college and career readiness. That's a lot of money. It does take, a lot of contracts going on to make that happen. But we have in our schools, we have the resources that we need. Those people just need to be trained up. They need to be able to network and find those partners who want to come in. So I've got an amazing partner, and we just came out of a meeting together.
Yeah.
And it takes is me asking Asia one time, would you do? As an educator, she's willing to give, to help in any way that she can to make sure our local schools are still getting the necessary resources and tools that they need to make sure their kids are able to make great choices when it comes to their career. So I'm going to let Asia introduce herself, what she does, and then we're going to get into a little bit of talking about how our local businesses can and will come in and support our administration in our schools, our teachers, our counseling departments, our graduation coaches. We have the resources. We just need to tap into them. So Asia, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. I am Asia Williams. I am broker CEO of Asia Realty by Moland Group, but I'm definitely here to help. I want to be able to continue to educate our community. Right. With, of course, we're a real estate firm where you can buy, sell real estate. We do residential, commercial, and we definitely partner up and work with, we will be working with high schools with our youth to be able to get them into real estate if that's their desired career field of choice. So definitely, we know some different things are talked about or different things are uh, being put in place as far as with our community's education that will affect. But yeah, we are definitely being proactive. We want to partner, work together, but we will definitely continue to build our communities.
Yes, and that's good. Again, I've always been the one that has always said that you have people inside the school building. That's our administrators, that
Mhm.
is our counselors, our teachers, everybody that's working inside that building. And they always feel as though they need the support of businesses, but in their
Yeah,
mindset, those businesses don't have time to come in. But what I've always said as well is this is their pipeline to their workers. They
right.
want to come in. They want to have a hand in the curriculum. They want to have a hand in helping people really helping the students really understand that we can point you, we can mentor you, we can work with you. You all have valuable skills right now that even the small businesses want to utilize. I learn from my students every single day, and that's when I'm teaching them and they're teaching me.
Yeah.
So as a local realtor, especially in Clayton County. So in
Mhm.
Clayton County, what could you offer to those students? So say there are some juniors in there right now,
Okay.
17 years old. I have an aspiration to get into real estate. As a local realtor, as someone that wants to go in and partner with these schools, what could you offer?
I could definitely offer the career path to get them ready, right? Because I say in all things with our youth, I want them to be able to dive in to see what it is they want to do, right? Because you got different things. Some go to the military. We have a big majority that goes to college. We have some, but being able to have the training and the readiness to be able to tackle the real estate field. The real estate is filled of different things, with real estate. You got property management, you got residential, you got different aspects of real estate. But we want to be able to teach and train them real estate. And I know for this year, 2025, we are currently setting up where we will be having a class like when the kids are out of school, like for these different breaks, summer, but we will have where, and especially like you said, with those juniors, we're going to have something that would take place. It would be for a week, Monday through Friday, but they will be able to get all the aspects of what it takes to obtain, get in position to get real estate license with the schools, how to connect with the community, because my business is built off building relationships. We're going to teach the kids how to do that as well. So how to correctly train them to be able to go out, work in the community, to be able, because it's all about this community effort. We can have more people buying, selling homes, but for these kids to also take advantage of having and obtaining a career.
Mm-hmm. So, and just imagine now, I tell this story all the time. I learned credit through the trial and error method. And
Mm-hmm.
so many people have learned it that way. And then when they figure out how to really utilize credit, then they have to go back and worry about, okay, I got to clean up my credit because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that. And I was moving out of the limited knowledge that I knew. So I was moving with limited knowledge, and that limited knowledge caused me to make some mistakes. But I want to be a homeowner someday. So I got to go back and I got to clean up now that I know.
Right.
So just paint a picture of a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old who is able to buy their first property right out of high school. How could that be possible? How could they do that?
So with that, so we know like with purchasing a home, right? So we're looking at purchasing a home, you fresh out of high school. Honestly, a lot when you're looking at statistics, a lot of students are working at 16 because we know that the school system has a program where the work program where they can, get out of school early, they have the credits, they, close to graduating, they get out early and they go to jobs. So I would say 17, 18-year-old that's looking to buy, because we're also teaching how to go into home ownership, right? You living with your parents, your guardian, without you, jumping into getting an apartment if you're not, going to college, let's say, but you already in the work field. So you 16, 17-year-old already working with, if you're looking at home ownership and buying a home, you usually need the 2 years of employment, right? And I know before we touched on you getting a college degree and able to buy a home. But yeah, you 17, 18, we will teach you how to get into home ownership. Yes, you will need income documents. You will need to, a history of your income. But yeah, definitely we want to get you on the path. We're going to educate you on how to buy your home, how to maintain your credit, things that's in place that we aren't taught, right? Until, because a lot of times, honestly, it's like we're working backwards sometimes, right? You come in, we're trying to get your credit together, we're trying to do things to satisfy, because you gonna always need that debt to income ratio, you all to maintain or get a loan. But we want to definitely be able to teach them coming out how to maintain the credit, how to, even jobs. I know you can have multiple jobs, but you got to have a history of a flow of income and employment if you're employed.
And I think, I even had a conversation today after another meeting where I'm working with someone who owns a real estate school to
Okay.
come inside the school where I'm doing college and career readiness, and I'm a college and career coach there. She is willing to set up and do some after school programs to help those kids go through the pre-licensing course. She's willing to teach that. She's willing to partner with the parents for those students who are serious, those seniors who are serious about real estate. She's willing to do after school program and teach that course at the school and help those kids get their license. So
Good.
when I say that the partnerships are out there, they really are. We have just got to look outside of what we're used to doing, the funding we're used to getting, and really look within our communities, which is how we should have been doing it from the beginning. We have so many businesses, we have so many business owners, we have so many people who have the expertise that our students need to have well before they go out into the real world. Everybody's not going to college, and I'm okay with helping somebody if that is your true plan and you've got a real desire to be in college. I'm all for helping you get there. If you're ready for the military, I'm going to help you prep for that ASVAB. We need our military partners in our school on a consistent basis, not just to recruit our kids, but to help our kids get a score that allows them to have whatever job it is they want to have in the military, and not one that they just simply qualify because they got a base score. So that, again, that's another way to build your partnerships,
Yeah.
to help your kids get the best and not the leftovers of anything. So we got local businesses, we have military, and definitely we have the skills trades. I'm a proponent of skills trades. My father was an electrician. I love CTE. That's what I've taught all my life with CTAE. When I led a college and career academy, it was all CTAE, so that students could get those skilled trades that they needed to be able to go directly into whatever line. They got credentials, they got the training, go straight to work if you want to. Go straight to work earning a great wage. So again, I'm going to be hosting this webinar. It's going to be during the week. It's going to be nightly, February the 17th through the 21st, but it's going to be talking directly to administrators. It's going to be with counseling teams, graduation coaches, on how we have to, at this time, you've heard, and you've seen the acronym, We All We Got. Right now,
we got to come together as a community, right? Because like with our kids, with our youth, because I know I was saying about them leaving, they 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them do look at college because that's what they think is after high school, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After high school, you're getting into adulthood. And
Right.
some of them already, considered adults as far as our country goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say you stepping into adulthood. We want to be able to, and my opinion is training them to what it is, diving in deep, what you want to do. A lot of people don't figure out what they want to do until they go to college. And a lot of times they don't, like, that ain't what I want to do. And they maybe not finish, or they looking at different certifications, training, what I would say 11th, 12th grade, getting into what it is that you want to do. They're to start to define their purpose. Like you said, some of them, yes, college is the way to go. Military is the way to go. But I think with all these businesses surrounding the communities, because a lot of our successful young people went the route of being certified with something else without going to college in real estate. And I would say to 17, 18-year-old, you want to get into real estate, absolutely. You can come right out and being able to have a great career choice, be able to make great money, and start families. I started a family. I was 19 years old, and started a family. So it's all about us working together, partnering up, being able to educate them so they can get the proper training for what it is they want to do, not what society say they supposed to do, not what your relatives may want the career path for you, but we need them to dive in deep on what it is they want to do. And a lot of them do want to get into real estate and will be really great. Real estate is my passion, right? But I did not get into, I went to college. I graduated high school. I went to college. I've been doing this 19 years, but I've been out of school 30. So it's like, I didn't, but we want them to be able to get into it. It's the opportunity is out here. It's all about making the connections, building these relationships. But yes, myself, I plan to partner other businesses that's in the community to be able to get to our youth. Whatever is said gonna be done, taken away, what can be done, what can't be done. You can do anything.
Yeah.
And we want to be here to help plant to get to the things that you want to do.
Right. And that's what we're not going to do. We're not going to get caught up in what's supposed to happen, what might happen, because that's stuff we can't control. What
Absolutely.
we can control is us uniting,
Yeah.
us going into the schools, because if a lot of the federal funding is cut, if it holds, if it sticks for a while, a lot of those outside agencies that schools use to outsource and bring in that to help with their students, we won't have the opportunity to have that anymore. So again, what I do is, and why I'm so passionate about this is, it's great to be able to have the outside agencies that I'm having to pay to come in, but I am still not increasing the capacity of the staff that I have there. So if those outside agencies are not there, my students are going to suffer.
Right. And that's what we don't want. The children shouldn't suffer.
Right. And so we have to understand that we have the talent inside our buildings, inside our communities. They just need people who, like me, this is what I do all day long, post-secondary success. This is what I do, to help them bridge those gaps in understanding, in resources, in tools, in networking. I come in and I help you bridge the gap. I help you do a needs analysis to see what's going on. Where are your gaps? What are your challenges? And how we can help you grow the culture within that building. Because again, like you said, there used to be a time when it was just, okay, you go to high school, then you go to college.
Right.
Or it was like a mindset of, and if you can't get into college, then you go to the military.
Right.
And if you can't go to the military, go get you a trade.
Mm-hmm.
That mindset,
Do something. Look, or do something in school where you can get a scholarship so you
right?
can go to college.
Yeah, all of that has to change. A number of our issues within the school systems with discipline and with attendance is those kids are bored because
Mm-hmm.
all the conversation you hear is about college and scholarship. We have to build a culture within our buildings where all pathways are equal, because
Absolutely.
all pathways lead to success.
Yes.
That's a culture. That's what I work with counselors. That's what I work with administrators, helping equip the staff to be able to be the support that the students need. The culture of the entire school needs to shift from all you hear from August until about March is college, 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 scholarship, scholarship, scholarship. I got into 20 colleges. I got this amount in scholarship money. But on a daily basis, those kids who are not interested in that pathway and have a great mindset and a great plan for success,
Mm-hmm.
they're left. And then
And
all of a sudden,
they kind of fall behind because they're thinking they're actually there for something they're not interested in,
right,
right? The
right,
things that you put in it, and it bores them when we want to be able to capture everything where everything is equal. And I think getting into the kids to see what it is they want to do, and it's like it's been already chosen for them. You're gonna
mhm,
finish school, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna go to college, then you're gonna get a job, career choice. But some of them we have so much access to the different social media platforms. We got a lot of people, a lot of youth that has, viral sensations, different things going on, but you want to kind of see where the kid is,
mhm,
capture what they want and where they are. That's what's going to bring the success and being able to have these business partnerships. Because there's some kids now that can outsell me,
yeah,
right? And they
mhm,
right there sitting in class in high school because it's a passion. You got to
mhm,
find out what's their passion, what's their goals, get them into goals too,
yeah,
because they're young adults. They're about to be adults, but get them into goals too. And that way, because I know myself, Kim, I don't know about you, but coming up, we had goals, but we trying to do what society says or the parents say, and then you get into your career later on.
right,
I went into accounting college. I want to do I majored in accounting, these different things, which I'm grateful because with everything, I did learn something that I can apply to the business. But however, my true passion was real estate. And then
right,
I got into real estate at the age of 27. So, but just think if I could have gotten into it fresh out of high school.
correct. And I think again, so what my passion is truly, truly, truly making sure everybody in that school is equipped to help kids plan for their future. Not just the counselors. The counselors have a lot. They really do. And they
Yeah.
need some training and they need some support on what's new. Not just making sure the kids get enough credits to cross the graduation line, and not just making sure, they can do it whenever they can. But college and career readiness needs to be at the forefront
Yeah.
of everything that you do. And then all the rest of that drills down. If I know that everybody in this school supports me, even if I want to be a welder, I'm good. They see me too. They hear me.
Right.
The principal knows I want to be a welder. We've got a welding group, or we got a welding after school program. Everything is celebrated. All
Yeah.
paths are celebrated. If they know that I want to be a real estate agent, they know the realtors in their building. They know the ninth graders who've got a parent or a cousin, or they know somebody in their family has been doing real estate, and they already know that that's what they're going to do. I have students that I work with that already know what they want to do. However, they don't hear that language from the administrators. They don't hear that language from the teachers. All they hear is the language of college. So again, we have to do a lot right now with the threats of federal funding being taken out, and us relying, school systems relying on those other nonprofit organizations. There are some amazing ones out there. But what do you do in your school if you no longer have access to that outside funding that can bring those entities into your building? And that's what I do. I bridge the gap. That's what I do. I build these resources. I help you network, and I help you understand all the aspects that go into college and career ready and changing the culture of your building. So that's what I do. And, again, Asia is on here, and she's one of those partners. Like I said, I'm having a webinar. I'm going to post that back down here at the bit down at the bottom. So again, it's going to be February the 17th through the 21st. This is just one of the strategies that I talk about on one of those nights. It's going to be every night at 8 o'clock. It's going to be via Zoom. I'm going to post up the signups very soon for that. But it's about you understanding that there's a whole world of resources available, and it doesn't necessarily have to come from federal funding. I know, I was a school leader. And so I can't even imagine the pressures right now with the threat of so much being taken away, because this is what I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I also, as a former school administrator, I know that I would have a lot more comfort knowing that all of my staff, and not just a select few, is prepared to keep my kids going towards their plans, and because they've been doing this. This is our culture. We all do this, and it takes a lot of mind shifting to go on. I've had people who have literally, these are grown adults now, who have literally told students that going to the reserves is something that's not good. That's for poor people. That's that child's dream, and that's what they wanted to do. But I've had an adult tell a child that's for poor people. I've had adults tell students, like I brought some years ago when I was at a school, I brought the representative from Payne College into the building. That was one of the first ones that came. And most of you don't know, Payne College is a small HBCU, Augusta, Georgia area, but they came in. They were looking at the requirements, and no, they're not as strenuous as some of your other HBCUs or PWIs, but they can give a kid a great start.
Right.
And there's a place for everybody. If it is college, there's a place for everybody. So these kids were getting accepted on the spot. And they would go back and tell some of these other adults in the building that, that's not a good college. And so I would find myself having to get out of self. Let me get out of self, stay professional, and in a professional manner, let them know you don't know this child's story. You don't know the income that they may or may not have. So you can't use the mindset that you have right now because you've arrived. You got your degree. You know how educators love to say, I got mine, you trying to get yours. You have that mindset going into working with students and discouraging them. This kid could have got a great start there. Maybe they needed to start small, transfer later. You don't know what their income is. You don't know what their situation is. You haven't talked to their parents, but you're using your own presuppositions and all that mindset, all those biases that you have, and you're placing them on somebody else's dreams and goals. Again, we've had people that's the skills trades. That is something that we need to switch up to, just the mindset about skills trades. We have some amazingly well-off people who are plumbers. Your husband, your husband, an inspector. We, elders. One of my best friends, just left this world. but he was a welder. I will still continue to talk about him and how that gave him the greatest life ever. And he was able to give his family a great life as well. But it was a 1 year program that he went to in a technical school, left that program, and never looked back. Rose all the way up to being an instructor in a school for welders, has traveled all over the country doing his craft, being paid to do what he loves on a daily basis.
And that's the thing. We want these young people to be able to tap into and find a passion. We got to teach them about goals
Yeah.
setting, like their goals are their goals. What can we do in this school system to support your goal? So
Right.
that the passion, something that you're passionate about and love to do, it's
Mhm.
going to bring in, you love to do it, you care about doing it, but it's going to bring in money in return. So, you look at, yes, we have to support ourselves. Yes, we have to support our families, but there's a lot of ways other than college.
Yeah.
Yes, college is an option. That's a great option. Military is a great option. But these businesses tapping in that's around and surrounds the community, they can get the training with these businesses to be able to go right into their career. I've been into this real estate industry. February the 6th, few days from now, this year will make my 19th year being in business, right? But like I said, it's taken me 19 years if I did it right out of school, because this was always my passion. But I circled around. I went to college, did accounting. I went and worked for the Internal Revenue, circled back around. It was fine, but that wasn't a passion. My
Right.
passion, the true passion where I can explore, give to the community. I've been able to have so many people close on houses, giving people hopes, helping the younger people with their dreams. But I'm able to do that. But just think where I would be doing
Mm-hmm.
it first shot. Because this, I'm back at what I wanted to do anyway, but I let stuff kind of detour me. Like, oh, you supposed to go to college. You too smart. I was in doing second in my class. You too smart. You need to be going to college. This college offers you. Okay, so yeah, let me go. What's the best subject? Oh, you did your best in math. You need to do something with accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm going off what was offered and available back then versus,
Right.
like I said, this right here. And they looking at the federal funds, the dollars that they had, the things that they can offer, and they do look at the kid as in what they strong in, academically. But I think diving in, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Him or her. What do you want to do? What are your goals? And being able to select what it is they want to do. But
Right.
that's all the businesses tap in, and be
Mhm.
able to help and train,
Yes.
educate. That's a form of education. Help
Right.
train, educate where they can be ready 17, 18, where they exit in high school and they can be ready for adulthood, but having the choice of
Mm-hmm.
what it is they want to do, having happiness behind it, having their passion instead of getting bored and fall behind because we're not offering what it is they want, and they can
Right.
care less and other things end up taking place when all along it was something that they was passionate about and should have done.
All right. Again, y'all, this was just us. We were having a conversation, and I was like, let's go ahead and take this to social media so people can see what's happening and how, again, there is a situation going on in the world that some of this we have no control over.
Right.
But we are going to focus on what we do have control over. My business does post-secondary support coaching for schools, high schools, and middle schools, especially with the principals and the counseling departments, because I want to teach you how to bridge these gaps, how to get over whatever funding hurdle that you may be challenged with, and to create a true culture of college and career readiness within your building. And again, where all students are seen, all students are heard, your discipline problems start to definitely minimize because those kids are getting what they need internally, what their hearts are craving, what their minds want somebody just to hear them out and say, okay, in this day and age, that's possible. Let's figure out how we're going to do it.
And they're better tuned in too. They tuned in on what they want.
Right.
Yeah.
I just need to find the right path for you, the right person to connect you with, and we're gonna rock this plan out. We're gonna make it happen, and it has happened so many times. So again, I want to thank Asia for coming on. I'm getting ready to close out of this because we've been in meetings all day, but I'm getting ready to close on this right now, and just really I'm sending out a call to everybody that is an administrator or in the counseling department. Please get with me. You can reach me at Kimberly Daniel at KeystoneInstruction.org. You can call me at 706-599-1818, and we can definitely talk about resources, have a discovery call just to talk about what's going on in your building and what the vision you have for your building in college and career readiness as a whole culture, not just from your counseling department, not from the graduation coach, but from the whole entire school, and how we can improve that, especially right now in the light of the funding being depleted or taken away, and you may not have those resources, how we can train up the people in-house to take care of the people in-house. That's really what's important, because sometimes you're going to need to rely on what you already have. We already know everything we need is already within us. We just need to cultivate it, make sure it's equipped, make sure it's confident, and so that it's going on. So again, my number is 706-599-1818. I will be having that podcast coming back very soon. Ms. Age, I'm gonna let her tell you about her podcast. It's going to come out February 6th. Mine is actually going to come out a couple of weeks behind that. I'm looking at February 14th. I'm finding the day. That's my love day. This is what I love to do, is post-secondary success. So I'm pretty much set on February the 14th as being my debut. But again, it has been reformatted. It is all about post-secondary success, my mindset on it, how we can, shape this for our students, how we can get our schools, our entire school, everybody from the custodians all the way up to the principal, trained and equipped and confident in true college and career readiness, true post-secondary success readiness. That again, it covers those who do want to go to college, those who want to go to the military, those who want to go straight to work, those who want to get certifications, all of the above, whatever it is. We want to make sure that everybody within that school is equipped to be able to support those kids, and everybody's mindset changes about what success for these kids look like, because we can get stuck back into the 80s and the 90s and how we did it, but that's not working for these kids. These kids don't have to go A, B, C, D. These kids, we got kids right now putting D before B. And like I said, I'm learning from them on how to put D before B. So, as I shift my mindset to go along with what I'm learning from them, I've just been blown away at some of the opportunities that they already know about, while we're still trying to do A, B, C, and D.
So smart. Yes.
So I'm gonna let Asia, what have you got coming up? Where can people find you?
Okay. Absolutely. But yes, I am Asia Williams, and I'll give you our broker number, 770-912-4277. That's the number for our brokerage. I'm located at 1657 Phoenix Boulevard, College Park, Georgia. We service all over Georgia and surrounding states as well. You can actually, I have a website as well. It is Asia Realty by MLG.com, but I am here to help and make this community thrive, all our communities, with our youth. And so definitely I'm looking at to partnering with that. You can definitely reach out to me. I would love to be a part. I am a part of different schools where we can come in, talk to and educate our students. But I'm definitely here on board, and we're going to have some successful students.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are. We're here to shift the narrative. We're here to shift cultures within school systems. And we're going to make it happen. I wholeheartedly believe that. I trust in that. This is one of my biggest passions, and I'm going forward with it 100%. So again, you can reach me. My website is keystoneinstruction.com. You can follow me on all my social media platforms. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's Kimberly Wilson Daniel on all of those. Just Google You'll see the resources that I already have out, the books. I have books on teacher burnout, teen girl books, how to survive high school. I have a Start Right, Stay Right program that I'm actually turning into an online program that talks, it specifically teaches what you were talking about, Asia, those goal setting, how to set goals. Talks about the soft skills that you got to have, because we can train them up, but they got to be able to go into those places of employment, colleges, wherever, military, and they still need the soft skills. So it teaches that. It teaches them how to plan for a career, college, study skills. There's a section in there, but it is turning into an online module for purchase later on this year. So I'm excited about what's to come. I'm excited about helping bridge the gap between our schools, what's going on with our students. I'm excited about training up schools, all of their staff on how to truly have a culture of post-secondary success in these schools. So again, thank you, Asia, for joining me. You all are going to see and hear from me so much more. I'm coming back, y'all. And thank you for all the support. Thank you for everything. Share this. Tag somebody, tag an administrator, tag a principal, tag a counselor, whomever needs to see this, to know that there is help in this time of need right now. There is help.
Yes, absolutely. And we're here to help.
All right. Good night, everyone. Good night. That's a wrap for today's episode of Coach D Wants to Know. I hope this conversation sparked new ideas and opened up fresh possibilities for the future. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Also, check out the resources available on my website, keystoneinstruction.com. And remember, the journey to success has many paths. Let's make sure every student finds their best fit. Until next time, together we can empower, innovate, and lead, one student, one teacher, one leader at a time. See you soon.